You're listening to episode 11 of the Healthy Dudes podcast.
Welcome to our podcast. That's Anthony. I'm Tyler.
And we're just a couple of dudes talking about healthy men stuff and accountability, and this is our intro.
Yeah. Join us on our journey, the lessons that we learned along the way, and maybe this will inspire you, get you moving in the right direction.
Welcome back to our podcast, where we talk about healthy dude stuff and things. We took a bit of a break there, 2 weeks, but we're just a little behind, but we're going to catch up.
Yeah.
I think.
We were resting.
Yeah. We were resting. Great segue because we are talking about rest and relaxation.
Yeah.
Or rest and vacation.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
All the above.
Yeah. So goals from last week.
Yeah.
Tyler, let's talk about your goals. How did you do?
Okay. One of my goals was to use my phone less.
Yeah.
I can't say I did a great job of that.
Okay.
But I do have the stats on it.
Ooh.
And every day this past week, I was over 2 hours.
Okay.
But I was never more than 3 hours a day for my screen time.
Nice.
So my goal this next week is to get below 2 hours.
Okay.
On at least one of the days.
Does that include your iPad?
No.
Oh. No. Okay.
It's my phone I'm trying to use less.
Right.
The other
that's good.
Interesting metric it measures is how many unlocks you do. So I was sitting around like 60 to 70 times that I would unlock my phone. So I thought that was kind of interesting too.
Okay.
So,
yeah. I think we're just like replacing screen time with other screens. You know, they would say back in the 90s, people would watch TV for like 8 hours a day.
Right.
Does that sound right to you?
That's crazy.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, those idiots.
Yeah.
But we're just on our phones or on our iPads or whatever. Yeah. Smartwatches. Anyways.
I think before the TV showed up, people did that with like books or like the newspaper.
You think?
I do, yeah.
They wouldn't just go to the play?
But now it's like, that's okay, but like watching TV all day isn't cool. But then you can sit there with a book and ignore everybody.
Right.
And that's like perfectly fine.
Like if you're being entertained by a book,
yeah,
but you're reading, so it's like brain energy or brain food.
Man, that's what people say.
Yeah.
But like if it's like a complicated movie with like or like Game of Thrones, like all the different names you have to keep straight and all the different characters, like you're using your brain for that.
Right.
What if you're watching a documentary?
What about but I'm watching kid shows now because I have a daughter. Bluey, great show. I can't stop recommending that show.
I see the highlights. Fantastic.
7 minutes an episode. Oh, you just can't beat it.
That's
Bluey
great.
is a great show. I laugh out loud when I watch that show. Anyways, back to your goals.
Yeah,
Sorry
the other one was tracking. I'm tracking my calories, doing a great job of that.
Yeah.
Being active for 30 minutes every day, doing a great job of that. I think I've missed 2 days. But I've had lots of days where I've gone for like an hour or an hour and a half doing things. Like San Francisco, I went to the gym, and then I went for like a massive bike ride.
Nice.
So I'm going to count that as like 2 days worth.
Absolutely.
You know? I went to my doctor, actually. That's another development. So went to a doctor to try to become healthier. I've never gone to like just a normal doctor as an adult. So
really
sat down. I was expecting to do all this blood work and stuff, but they don't really do that, I guess, until you're old, like 40 years old. So
until you need it.
But he said in that, he's like, even if we sent you for blood work and you had like high blood pressure or cholesterol or any of those types of things, he's like, we would still we wouldn't put you on blood thinners or anything like that. We would just encourage you, and this is what he said, to have a healthy diet and to be active for 120 minutes a week.
A week, okay.
Yeah, so I'm trying to do 30 minutes a day, so that's 210 minutes a week. So I'm almost double what they would recommend, Right. So I think I'm in a healthy spot. So
right.
I'm
cool,
feeling
man.
good about that. And I've been weighing in, and I'm floating around like 170, 172 pounds. So
okay.
I want to get down to 160, just see what it looks like. So
right.
My calories are sitting right around 2,200 on average.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm feeling good about that. So.
Wow, that's good. Yeah, man, good for you.
Yeah, thanks.
That's really good.
How about you? How'd you do with your goals?
Yeah, so I kind of started a couple weeks ago with this coach. He's kind of helping me. He's a guy I used to work with, and he's become like a personal trainer, and he's just helping me out. It's really good having this accountability in my life. So I have the accountability of what I see online with you.
Yep.
And he's kind of checking in on me.
That's cool.
Like, hey, I've been working out almost every day that I have scheduled.
Wow.
So I have 4 workouts per 8-day rotation.
That's good.
So
that's good.
Just because of the way my shift works.
Yeah, I love it.
And it's been good. I've been looking forward to it, and I just don't want to let him down.
Yeah.
And I think that's really been helping me. So I'm at like 9 workouts or 10 workouts already.
Amazing.
And it's been really good. And I've been tracking my calories, and it's good. I'm tracking them, but
good.
I'm learning that I am going over on my calories, and it's so easy to go over on your calories, and
sure is.
I've been eating a lot of fat, and here's the thing: I've started to like eat healthy, or healthier, and starting to look at my calories, and everyone's inviting me to things. I have like potlucks. I've got like you invited us out for
Cactus
this
Club today.
Yeah, there was this restaurant that just opened up, and they were giving away free food.
Amazing.
And it was like a ton of free food, drinks, and how do you not go in there and indulge? And I did indulge a little, but
you did good. You ordered the salad.
I did, but
that was your favorite meal. You said too.
But then there was like a 16-layer chocolate cake.
Yeah, that really tied things.
That was a big piece of cake, but I was excited to eat it, and I enjoyed it. But man, like, I'm like done for calories for the rest of the day, so I gotta kind of starve a little, or maybe just eat a light dinner. Totally. But yeah, it's a battle, and I'm just learning how to get through that battle for sure. That's good. I've been doing pretty good with that. I took my before pictures, and I haven't lost. I lost like. I weighed myself. I was like 265 at one point, and I'm down 10.8 pounds.
Amazing, dude.
It is good, but like I was hoping to be a little bit more, but I've also not. The calories are not there. Anyways, this is really long-winded. Sorry, but I have been measuring my body, and I have lost a little bit. Here and there. So good. Thanks, man. I'm feeling good.
Awesome.
So okay.
How about accountability? How you doing on accountability?
Good. Good. I'm struggling with an app. And I don't want to say which app, but and I'm considering taking it off my phone. But the problem is we're using it to promote our podcast, and I'm kind of have a bit of a dilemma. So I don't know if we have to maybe get you to upload them, or we'll figure something out. But we'll talk about that. But other than that, I'm doing pretty good. Yes, I'm like in a really good spot, I think. Yeah. How are you?
Good. Yeah, I'm also struggling with one app in particular. Different one than your app.
Okay.
And I have the same debate as you taking off, but I have you set up so that I can't install it without you putting the code on, which is great.
Right.
But the problem is the app you can access through like a normal browser too. So that's like been a struggle, you know. So, and I think it's just one of those like almost like, you know, where you go on Instagram for a bit and you kind of get over that. So you go to Facebook for a bit and then you go over to like other types of social medias. And then it's like you've checked everything else. Now it's like, oh, let's go look at that other app through the online browser just for the next thing to look at, you know? So I think it's like a symptom of a bigger problem of like having a need to be constantly, constantly stimulated. And that's just another thing. But then, you know, the stuff that once you start looking at stuff on that place, you know, that's where your attention goes to, right? It's almost like a curiosity thing or maybe like a boredom thing. So.
Yeah, boredom. And I kind of want to touch on that today on the boredom, because we are talking about rest.
Right. Yeah.
So I appreciate your honesty. Yeah. And it's a tough battle. And I think a lot of men go through it. And
totally.
Yeah, we're just trying to, you know, break down the walls, shine a little light on it. So, yeah. All right.
Last episode, we talked about investing.
Yeah.
Any more insights? Anything come up?
I've kind of talked about this before. I feel like there's a lot of really complicated things.
Oh, yeah.
On how to like, I get stressed out because it's like, I could do this and make more money doing this. And then I could like pay that off. Yeah. Or invest in this. And, and it's like, it stresses me out. And I don't know if it's because I'm lazy and I don't want to like think of all the ways that I can make more money, or I just want to really simplify my life. Right. And I don't know which one it is, but I get a little bit stressed out, but I'm really just trying to simplify my finances in that sense. So I'm paying off my mortgage, which doesn't make a lot of sense. Yeah. But at the same time it does. Like, yeah. So it's like, it depends who you listen to. Totally. Yeah. What about you? Any more insight?
Well, one tool I'm looking at, which is quite complicated. Yeah. I'm asking your opinion on it, but it's quite complicated. Is that self-directed RSP mortgage, because we have that same goal of paying off the mortgage. But I was just thinking that would be like a quicker way to do it. But I kind of like what you're saying. I think anytime there's like a shortcut or I think of it as like trying to squeeze blood from a rock, where it's like you're overthinking it, and it's that tortoise and the hare thing, where if you just have like a simple plan and just steadily pound away at it, you're going to be much further ahead than what I've done most of my life. And that's what I talked about in the investing episode is like chase after this or try to do this or play the percentage game or over leverage that. And you end up just kind of spinning your wheels out rather than actually getting traction and moving forward. So,
I'm not going to say it's a get rich quick scheme, but like it feels like it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, trying to squeeze blood from a rock.
Yeah.
It's will you be ahead? Maybe.
Yeah.
But like, is it going to be life changing?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah. Save you a year or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Segue.
Yeah. So we're talking about rest and vacations.
Yeah.
So Anthony has a list of podcast ideas on a whiteboard, and this is just one that kind of jumped out at me. So I looked up the definition of rest. That's how we kind of kick these things off. And rest can be defined as ceasing work or movement in order to relax, refresh oneself, or recover strength. So why do healthy dudes rest, Anthony?
Yeah. So I think that we live in like a society that doesn't focus on rest. Back in the day, we would have Sundays off. Like everyone would work throughout the week. Even Saturdays, people would work. Right. I used to work with this old guy, and he said, "Oh yeah, I used to like the standard work week used to be Monday to Saturday. You get a half day Saturday." He was like really old.
Wow.
And but then everything was closed Sundays. But now everything's opened. You're going all the time.
Yep.
And you're not taking a step back. And even for myself, like there's always something to do.
Yeah. Amen, man.
We talk about that. Like we talked about that the other day with entertainment anxiety, and it's a real thing. Like there's always something to watch, and I get stressed because like there's all these things that I need to watch, and I'll literally never be able to watch them all.
That's right.
And I think that you can say that about everything in life. You'll never get to everything in life.
Totally.
So you got to focus on the important things, and then but you got to rest and like take a step back.
Even right now we have some friends that are getting together to hang out on a patio, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, we could go do that or we could record this podcast, you know? And it's like, but I think part of it is just like our generation or the world that we're living in right now. Like all that stuff is like, all those choices are available to you. But like you've rewind 50 years and like we didn't have cell phones. So I got that text message, hey, we're all going to hang out on the patio as we were driving here after we were hanging out for lunch, right?
Yeah.
But like if those people hadn't told us that before we left, we were hanging out with them kind of right for lunch.
Yeah.
If they had, and I'd have to go home and I have to check my voicemail and, oh, hey, they're hanging out for a patio. Otherwise, and you just literally wouldn't know. So you wouldn't know that thing that now we know that we're missing out on, right?
Right.
But yeah, it's like one of those like... Yeah, or like if before like you're driving around on like a horse or like horse buggy or whatever, and like to go to another town would be like an odyssey. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you have to plan it out and you have to know the date and what time to show up and stuff like that. But now like by vehicle, everything's so convenient. So now you can do like a million things.
Exactly.
You know, so but yeah, it's like one of those like now there's almost too many options available to you.
Yeah.
And so now it seems like you're saying no to a bunch of things. But before you're saying no to a bunch of things, you just didn't know about them.
Right.
You know? So,
yeah. We I was listening to this podcast and they were talking about how back in the day we wouldn't have Instagram and we wouldn't know how rich people lived,
right?
Unless we peered over their fence,
right?
And then we get like shoot away with a broom,
right?
And then that's the only way we would peer into the rich people's lives. And now it's like, oh my goodness, I don't have this beautiful backyard. I saw this one couple, they like built this beautiful outdoor barbecue patio thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, I need that.
Yeah,
but like, I don't even barbecue. So it's like, why do I need that? But like, I really felt like I was convicted. I needed that.
Yeah.
And yeah, we just never knew how they lived. The only people that you would know how they lived was the Joneses down the road.
Right.
So you would like see their vehicle. And I guess that was like kind of capped out the level of comparison. Yeah. Right. But now we're like comparing ourselves to millionaires or people who are millions of dollars of debt.
Totally.
I don't know which one it is.
Or people who have like a really nice like barbecue patio, but then like maybe don't have that really nice vehicle.
Yeah. Or a house.
Yeah. They're renting or whatever the situation is. Right. So yeah. You only see like their highlight reel.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you're like, wow, they have but they spend like all their time making a perfect backyard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And then their diet's not great and they never go to the gym.
Right.
Everything else you want to do. So
Yeah.
But you see everybody's highlights and you feel like you want to do everything. So, yeah.
So true. Okay. Oh yeah, we are reading this book together.
Yes.
It's called The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry. We both finished it.
Yeah.
Really good book. It's
great.
It kind of like inspired a small group that we started, and I think millennials really struggle with this. Everyone struggles with it, but I think we struggle with it maybe the most. But it says, Pastor John Mark Comer tells us how being too busy destroyed his mental health, affected his relationships, and weakened his connections to his faith. By slowing down and limiting his commitments, he gained happiness and well-being in every area of his life.
Man, amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That book was a pivotal book for you.
Yeah. So
and
good.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, I was going to say for healthy people, for healthy men, resting is important because it's just important to be still.
Yeah.
To avoid burnout as well. Because I think you go. And then like, at some point, your body will make that decision for you if you mentally don't do it. I've never experienced that type of burnout, but I know people who have. So
yeah.
And the other thing I think it does, it just gives you a chance to like reflect a bit,
right.
and then kind of move forward.
Right.
So what I mean by that is like, and you wrote it down in the show notes, is you talked about how like men are trained to be go-getters.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
And I certainly was growing up. You know, we had a kind of an achievement-based mentality of like you needed to like achieve things and like earn things, and you know, and it is funny like now that I've achieved some things and earned some things, you know, it's like I've realized that really isn't what it's all about.
Yeah.
You know? So
a ladder to nowhere.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But it's an opportunity to kind of break up what I saw somebody described as like the grizzle, or like that churn of life of like one thing after the next, kind of the endless to-do list of just things to do. And I think it's important, if you have that kind of mentality or that sort of drive, maybe if you're like the type A sort of personality or like a box checker of like, it's easy to latch onto something that isn't really that important.
Right.
So then if you like take a chance to take a break, that sometimes kind of puts things into perspective and make sure that you're actually focusing on the important things.
Right.
So I think having that kind of natural rhythm is important. So
yeah. That's so good. Yeah. And that, I think vacations are really important in that as well.
Right.
You kind of talk about vacations, and
yes.
I was reading a stat, and they said that the happiest people are the ones who book vacations, like 4 vacations a year. So it said something about 10 weeks leading up to a vacation, you get really, really excited.
Yep.
And then you go on vacation for 1 or 2 weeks. And then for 2 weeks after, you're like really like happy you went on that vacation,
right.
and
you're
thinking about it. And then by the time that 2 weeks ends, you already have 10 weeks until your next vacation.
Right.
And so like, it's always like something to look forward to.
So every 3 months.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
We've just been on our vacation for next year. So that's good to know.
Yeah, that's good. I'm trying to like plan our vacations throughout the year. And it's just good to like intentionally like, you know, like step back and, and spend time with your family and spend time reflecting. I don't think that's what life is all about, like vacationing.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I think of when I make it, you know, if I get financially successful, I'm just going to be on permanent vacation. But that's not what it's about. I think that's a great way to enjoy life a little bit, but like it's not, that's not what life's about.
Yeah, totally.
So like the life is about, you know, going for lunch with you guys today. That was great. That was wonderful. That was a wonderful time.
That reminds me of that Super Mario. You ever heard of that person?
No.
Not the comic book, or the TV show. But it's a gentleman by the name of, I think his name is Mario. And he just like goes from one cruise to the next cruise to the next cruise.
Oh, yeah.
Spent all of his time doing that. And so he's on literally a permanent vacation, right? But it's an interesting thing when you sit down and ask yourself, is that what you would want to do? You know?
Right.
And I don't know. Ask yourself that question. And it's an interesting thing. I know for me, I would say that's not something I would want to do, you know, because I like being able to see my parents and being able to see you guys.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I have this Instagram page, and they compare houses in Colombia to houses in America or Toronto.
Yep.
And like a $2 million house in Colombia is like incredible.
Right.
Like jaw dropping.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I could like live there. I mean, not that I can afford $2 million, but people in Toronto can't even, like a $200,000 house is like, or a $2 million house is like
a townhouse.
Townhouse.
$700 fees. Yeah. So true.
Brutal. But if I was living down there, like what would I do?
Yeah,
like who would I?
Yeah, who would you go to Cactus Club with?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
who would I like? It's not my life is here.
Yeah,
and could I build a life there? Maybe.
Yeah,
but like that's hard.
Yeah, totally.
So
there's actually a thought experiment. I don't know if you ever heard of that, the experience machine, and it's this idea that like. It's a matrix, what the matrix is based on. It's this idea that there's a machine that you plug yourself into, and then you can program it so that whatever happens, whatever you want to have happen, happens. You know, so you could say whatever you want, and then you're in the machine. You have no idea that you're in the machine. And then the question is, would you do that? And a hedonist, someone who believes in like hedonism, would take that every single time. But even a hedonist would have a hard time crawling into a machine like that because they know that's all fake.
What's a hedonist?
Hedonist is someone who like finds, who would say you should do things that are pleasurable and only pleasurable. So, but there's something in like the struggle that you need to have a satisfying life, which is a hedonist. If you look at like a hedonist argument, I think it's hedonism. A hedonist would say that like. Just only ever do things that are pleasurable, but there's actually something about like digging holes and putting a fence in your backyard, or like the struggle of like mowing your lawn, or like the grizzle of going to work every day.
Yeah.
But you need that, and you need to know that some things in your life aren't going to go well.
Yeah.
And there's something there that like no one can really explain why you need that, but the thought experiment of the experience machine, of this idea of crawling into the matrix, and now you live this like life that goes well all the time. People won't take it, you know. And that debunks the hedonism.
Do you think that's like
moral theory?
We just want to have, like, do you think there's just like beauty in the pain that we have? Like, if we didn't experience pain, we wouldn't see the beauty.
Yeah, that's part of it. Yeah, and risk. There's another movie, Star Trek Generations. They touch on this hedonistic idea, and this character goes into this like experience machine, and everything goes well, and he gets on his horse and he jumps over top of this like ditch, and it's in this like really picturesque part of his life, and he jumps over the ditch, but in this like experience machine he knew that he would never like hurt himself, or the horse would never get hurt. But he, in real life, every time he jumped over top of that, he would get butterflies and get excited because he just didn't know if he was going to make it to the other side. And so then in this thing, he was jumping across it, and then he jumped back across it, and then he realized, this is all, for lack of better words, BS. And then he left and went and saved the world or whatever. So great movie, Star Trek Generations, Captain Kirk.
I'm not a big Star Trek guy.
Yeah,
Star Wars, oof, all day.
I was going to say too. I think for men, it's a bit of a trust thing of this like. We have this idea that we're so important, and it's almost like a pride thing too, where it's, we have to keep moving and doing things and doing things and doing things. And we can't dare take a day off because we're so important, because, you know what I mean? And we can't stop and be still because the whole world's going to fall apart unless we're there to like intervene and be doing things.
Yeah.
So I think it's important for healthy dudes to take a break, to relax, just to remind themselves, hey, I'm not that important.
Yeah.
The world's going to go on.
We're all going to die anyways.
That's right.
I remember I went on vacation for 2 weeks and I forgot my computer charger at work.
Oh yeah.
And I thought I was like really important. I had this really important job.
Oh yeah.
And I was so stressed out. I was so stressed. Like I was so scared to log into my computer.
Yeah.
I went and bought a cable and I brought it back. And I saw there's like 6 emails. There's like no emails. Like no one cares.
Yeah. Crazy. No, that's so good.
You're not that important.
Well, here's a question for you.
Let's do it.
Do you struggle to relax?
I struggle in the sense of like I can't schedule my relaxation. I do a lot of nothing, and I don't know if that's relaxation, but I do have days where I won't do anything. And that I wanted to touch on like resting too much, because like there's some times where I have a lot of days off, so I work 4 days on, 4 days off.
Right.
And sometimes my baby's at daycare, my wife's at work. She just started working the last 2 weeks, and I have like a day where I'm just like staring at a wall. And then I start thinking, oh, maybe I should go like on my phone and start looking at some things I shouldn't be.
Right.
And I think when you just like have like these unscheduled like resting, it like just becomes kind of like meaningless.
Yeah.
And it feels I feel like kind of sloppy when I do that.
Yeah, right.
I don't have a hard time relaxing, to answer your question, but I know that I need to do it better, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, no, I struggle for sure with relaxing.
If there was one guy out there that struggles with relaxation, it would be Tyler.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, he would be at the top of my list.
Yeah, 100%. It's just the way I was kind of brought up in that achievement orientation of like, basically, and we probably never said this words. It was maybe a general expectation, or maybe it's just me being hard on myself. But like, I would just think of resting as laziness, and
Yep.
I even had this thing of like, I jump in the car and like I'm driving somewhere, so I'm doing something, but then like the gears start moving in my head. I'm like, okay, what's next? What's the next thing? I'm scanning around trying to think about all the different areas of my life and what am I kind of losing ground on and what do I need to like push forward, Right. And I think I wrote that down here somewhere, but I wrote too good of a memory, and I don't want to necessarily say names on this show. There's someone I know that basically is just a forgetful person. And they just miss out on a lot of like commitments and things. And I'm like constantly reminding them, hey, you have to go do this, or you have to, you can probably guess who I'm talking about. But it's like, I think almost like a blessing for them because for me, it's like almost torturous at times where it's like, I remember, okay, I got to water the backyard because we just put some grass seed down. And then now that I'm out there doing that, I'm looking around and like I see, I need to rake this part of the lawn. And while I'm raking that, I need to put away these toys. And then I go, we forgot some glasses when we had supper outside. So I go inside, and before I can put them in the dishwasher, I have to empty the dishwasher. And it's just like, go,
until you die.
Yeah, until I die. So I'm never like able to relax because I think I have a good memory, or like, my eye just picks up on some of those details, whereas like some people, like all that stuff just gets missed, but they kind of live in that sort of like bliss of ignorance.
Right.
And I don't mean to like, I don't hope I'm not too prideful in saying that, but like maybe I care too much, or maybe I'm like borderline ADHD or like OCD or something, but like
maybe.
Yeah. Or like, I've talked about on the show, I have that like to-do list on my phone, right? Like, so I try to do 3 things a day. And if someone tells me, hey, you got to do this, I go and add it on that, which is a great, I think, organizational tool.
Yeah.
But then it's like a never-ending stream of like things to do versus like some people, if they don't write that down, they'll literally just forget about it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't actually that important to do.
It's true.
You know what I mean?
Ignorance
so
is
like
bliss,
for me, I'll
right?
sit down to relax and I'll pull up my phone and I'll look at that. Oh, hey, I better like do this thing, or like follow up with this person, or like this, that, So then I'm like not able to relax just because I'm doing things all the time.
I think that's good though.
Yeah.
You ever hear the term? I've said it twice already. Ignorance is bliss.
Yep.
Yeah. It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
I always say like sometimes it's better to just bury your head in the sand and just pretend nothing's happening.
Right.
Like especially with like when you get like political and like the end of the world. Like especially with COVID, I remember people were just losing their minds, and I was too sometime. But like the people who just didn't care or just like were ignorant to it, were just like doing the best.
Yeah.
So it's like you care when you need to care, but then I don't think it matters that much. Like nothing really matters that much. I think there's some beauty in that.
Here's a question for you, because I wrote this down, but I said I'm good at relaxing when it comes to vacations. Like, we plan our vacations during the year, and like when I'm there, I'm like, I think pretty engaged and focused. But week to week and day by day, I think that's where I struggle. But we talked about like everybody used to have like Sundays off, but do those people take like 6 vacations a year, So like, is it,
maybe
this is an open question, but like, is it about the same where like, I take a vacation every, for a week every 2 months versus taking 1 day off every week, but then never taking a vacation? Because now I think we're like almost doing 2 things where we're like relaxing on these vacations.
Yeah.
Because I just found like a great rhythm is what you said, like every 10 weeks. So it was like every 3 months, Bree and I try to do a layover together. So we did Hawaii.
Yeah.
3 months later, we did Cancun. We're going to Phoenix next month.
Yeah.
And that's kind of our chance to like recharge. But then like day to day, week to week grizzle. It's like this week, I don't really have a day off. I have a day off from work, but like I'm always doing something every single day.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying. I think that that's like a great example for everything. So like I want to read my Bible And if you read 15 minutes a day, you would be done the Bible in a year, roughly.
Yeah.
If you were to, like, say you wanted to do this big fast, what if you fasted once a week?
Yeah.
You'd fast 52 days a year.
Yeah.
Instead of doing this, like, grueling, long 40-day fast.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Like something that's like extreme.
Right.
But I think it's like that with that, or working out, you know? Yeah. What if I work out for like 2 straight months and I do really well?
Yeah.
But what if you worked out, maybe twice a week or 3 times a week?
Yeah.
And just like did it more casually.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would say like doing a little bit is probably better.
Yeah.
Like scheduling your day of rest.
Yeah.
I think I would say they're both good.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I would say they're both good, but I would say like just I think the people who did it back in the day once a week were probably fine. They're doing just fine. Yeah. And I think they still went on vacation, but not like we're doing now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. And one thing that you said earlier, I think relaxing can totally be lazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I think we have to be intentional when we relax and how we relax. And that's kind of where I'm falling into. I can kind of just like get a little lazy. There's a lot of things to do around the house and I can just be like, no, I'm relaxing. I'm always relaxing. You know?
Yeah.
But if I intentionally schedule my things and I intentionally schedule relaxing, then I think that's a healthy way to do it. Yeah. Yeah. I think kind of in the middle of that.
That's always, our next question is, what are some of your relaxation techniques? You know?
Okay, I can answer that.
Yeah, go for it.
I struggle with this one. I find that I do have some time off. When I do, I can waste the day on my phone.
Oh wow!
And maybe watching like a show.
Yeah.
And I think that's okay. Me and my wife were really into like Big Brother and Survivor. We love doing that together. I think that brings us a lot of joy.
Yeah.
But then if I watch like mindless shows or if I like sit on my phone, like the day just flies by and I feel like I didn't really get any relaxation in.
Yeah.
So when it's a good day, we'll put our phones away and we'll spend some time as a family together.
Oh, that's good.
And I find that when I do it right, I'm more filled up.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I feel good after that.
Yeah.
What about you? What are your techniques?
Yeah.
We're working through it.
Lack thereof. I mean, it's funny because the other day Bree went to work and the kids were in daycare. So then I came home and I'm like, okay, Tyler, today's your day. Yeah. You can do whatever you want. And I'm like, I don't even know what I want to do. Like, I don't know what I would do.
So we put up pot lights.
Yeah, so we started putting up pot lights. One thing I like to do is just wander around. So I love this on a layover and where you just get on like say a bicycle if they're available and you just bike around and you just check out like this new place and like look at some backyards and like maybe have a coffee at a new coffee shop and like I call it wander where like you really don't have like a set mission that you're on, but you're just like kind of strolling and checking it out, you know, like we do that in the van every once in a while where like we'll put the kids in the back and we'll just drive around Airdrie and check out some areas or drive out into the country. We got this one road we love out to the west and just kind of like wander around without like
no time mission. Pressures.
Yeah. And sometimes we'll pack a picnic, but that's not like what the trip is about, like to eat food. It's like just to wander, you know? And I think there's something valuable there. Good.
Yes. Yesterday, my daughter and I, we were hanging out. My wife was at work and we went to Walmart and we spent like an hour just walking around.
Love it.
And my wife Candace, she was like, aren't you like stressed? Like Lola, my daughter, does like she just wants to go here and go there. I was like, yeah, that's like, that was what we were doing. We were just like following each other around.
I love it.
And it was fun. We had no time pressure. Yeah. And I felt like that was so much fun just hanging around Walmart.
Yeah.
And buying a couple things and
so
it was so cool. We tried on some glasses. Yeah. It was great. It was actually a really good day.
Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah, that's cool.
Anyway, sorry to interrupt.
No, that's it. Yeah, and then I've experimented with music over the years, and I found that was a good way to kind of shut the mind off a little bit.
Yeah,
I got some over-the-ear headphones and got some music going, and it was a good reset. And then I find there's times where like we were talking about this earlier, but like where like no music is actually kind of nice, especially now where it's like Bree and I are always talking, the kids are always talking, and someone's always not always, but like people are crying and like. There's a lot of like kind of auditory stimulation going on. Yeah. So that sometimes like, Bree and I at the end of the day, kids are down and we don't have any music playing. There's that stillness is like very relaxing. Yeah. We've been doing this, like we hang out on our patio with like our little fire pit going at night instead of like sitting on the couches inside and chat, and it's just kind of like nice and chill and satisfying, I guess. So.
That's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool, man. So, how do you want to end this?
Yeah.
Oh, one thing I did want to ask you about. What do you think about getting rid of the smartphone? Like,
yeah, I think it's a trend that's going on right now.
Is it? Oh, I thought it was a trend. There's this phone that I really want to get. It's called the Light phone.
Yeah.
Have you heard about that?
No.
It's like a e-ink phone, and all it does is text messages, Google Maps. Not Google Maps. It has like a map feature.
Yeah.
A calendar.
Yeah.
An alarm.
Yeah.
And podcasts. It's like a tool phone.
Yeah.
But you can't access the internet. You can't access apps.
Yeah.
You can't access emails. And I was thinking, like, I'm turning 30. I feel like I would just want to buy it for my 30th birthday. But this stupid phone, it's a dumb phone, but it's like, it's $300.
Of course it is.
For like,
not bad.
No, it's horrible. What do you mean it's not bad?
Go to the electronic recycling depot and grab one of those old Nokias for 50 cents.
Yeah. But then, I don't know. I
would
feel like I
rather
want to
take
get
a
it.
smartphone and make it dumb.
Yeah, but I can just access everything through the internet. Like, I just don't know if I have that control, and I just want to detox.
Yeah,
and see
like
if I
what
can.
we were saying earlier, where you need someone to say the no to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Then you're not aware of what you're missing. Yeah.
I'm thinking about doing it, but we'll see what my wife says about a $300 stupid phone. That's like,
we'll sell your iPhone for how much is an iPhone worth? $200?
Oh, you always have such an interesting perspective.
Yeah.
Wow, I never even thought of that.
Yeah.
Man,
you're in the black, $600. I don't know how much an iPhone's worth. It's got to be worth $1,000.
Oh yeah, probably more than that.
Oh, if it's Samsung.
No, Samsung. I'd expect a Samsung to be $300.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I think it's a noble idea, and I've tried to do that with my phone. Like, I don't have Instagram on my phone. I don't have Facebook on my phone. And so I access that stuff through my iPad or through the browser.
Right.
Phone.
That's it. Like, if I can go on my computer and do like all my social media through that, I'm not staying on a computer for 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
Maybe I am.
Yeah.
But if I had an iPad, I feel like I would it would get away on me.
Totally.
So I'm thinking about trying it. I can always go back to an iPhone.
Yeah, just put it in a drawer somewhere and then sell it for 1 month,
I could, yeah. Anyways.
Cool. So what are you doing this week to improve yourself?
Yeah, I am going to keep tracking the calories.
Love it.
I haven't been really losing weight, even though I've been feeling better. Like, my clothes is a bit... do you just flex?
I did, yeah.
Okay, well... wow. Okay, well, I'm going to... I'm going to hit the gym.
Good.
And I'm really on a roll here with the gym.
Love it, man.
It was a long, ball to start rolling. It was since we started this podcast. I feel like I'm just 2 weeks in.
Yeah.
But hey, I started and I'm doing good.
Love it.
I'm tracking the calories. I'm doing really well at tracking it, but I gotta cut them. I gotta get down. And
nice.
I'm going into work, my work schedule. So I think I'm gonna do okay.
Awesome.
So I'm gonna do those two things, and those are my goals right now. I think I'm in a season right now where I'm just going to focus on that. Nice. What about you?
Yeah, get my phone screen time down to under 2 hours.
Yeah.
In a day.
Fantastic.
So. And then carry on. I always say it's easy to want to create a new goal, but I just want to get really good at the ones I have going on. Yeah. So continuing to track the calories, continuing to be active for 30 minutes a day. And I don't want to weigh in too. So
yeah, that's good.
And all that stuff now. I'm getting better at tracking and stuff, so now I can kind of tweak it like you, where it's it's not just about how many calories. I needed to see the number. I'm averaging 2,200, which is a good number. I'm happy with that. But now I want to look a little bit more at the protein, see if I'm getting close to 170 grams of protein a day. That's kind of my goal on that.
No way. Are you getting close to that?
No, it's usually in the 130, 140 range.
Sheesh.
And that's with a protein shake or a protein bar every day. So yeah. So my goal is to do that. I have to take a look. I think I'm up to about 2.5 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. But if I do it for a month, I get my ball cap. So
Lululemon ball cap.
So I'm just kind of keeping that thing going. And then I get my Lululemon ball cap that Anthony's excited to see.
Yeah.
And then, go from there. So
cool.
Yeah. And then I think after that first 1 month, now the habit will be there. So now I can kind of start to fine tune it where it's okay, so instead of just being active for 30 minutes, let's do 3 times a week, go to the gym 4 times a week and stuff like that. So
I love it.
Versus we've been doing everything from yoga to walking to cardio, biking, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, you know, I can focus in and be kind of like you, where I want to work out like 4 times out of every 8 days, or like every other day.
Yeah.
Be at the gym or lifting weights, you know. So,
yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, have a great week. Yeah, if you like this podcast, could you do us a favor and share it?
Yeah.
And help us grow this podcast. And we want to reach more people and just talk about things that other guys maybe aren't talking about.
Yeah.
So we love doing this, and we're excited to keep on going.
Yeah.
All right. Have a great week.
See you.